I think we're talking to quite an interesting set of people. So 75% of you are excited about the targets. Great. Only 8% of you are feel stressed about the targets, right? And then we have a 19%, now 14% that are indifferent. You really don't care. And then nobody is about to quit because of the targets. That's good. Really good. Really good. So we know where you are in your mind. Okay, Ekundayo with Amber. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. Your mind is open. Okay, so now within the African culture, the target setting mode of work did not come in as early as it did in other continents, right? And so I remember sometime, probably 10 years ago, actually, well over 10 years ago, I had a friend who was the head of HR in a blue chip company who resigned because they had brought targets into the HR department. And in his own mind, that's not what he signed up for. His HR, he just wants to focus on people. And so targets were usually left in the sales department. Every other department did not feel the reason to, have a target. And so, but it began to creep into other departments. Very soon, every single department around organizations were talking about their targets for the year, It set some people off balance. Some lost their jobs. They didn't even know how to cope with this whole so-called target thing. They expected a basic minimum salary, and very soon their performance was beginning to dictate how much they could earn. Whereas those who had top performing mindsets were just doing well. They were thriving, getting new cars, holiday, travel. And then, there was a divide between the top performers and those who were not doing so great. Okay, somebody's raising their hand. If you have a question, please use the chat for now. At the end of the call, we are going to allow you to unmute your mic and ask your individual question, just so that we can move with the flow and the timing that we have for the session. Thank you so much for joining in. All right, so having given you that background, we found ourselves in an environment where some employees, because they didn't come out of school being taught about targets and a target-driven mindset, some came out and were really struggling in the labor market. They were struggling with, separating personal agenda from corporate targets. They thought their managers didn't like them. They literally just didn't know what to do to perform. And there were some who had been exposed to the target-driven environment and, they just literally knew what to do. So the Performance Bootcamp was born. This is actually our 8th. I think the first one, I'll probably share the videos with you on our LinkedIn channel. The first one was held all the way 7 years ago. We had some employees. We took them to Cactus restaurants in VI. We did some mind mapping sessions, exposed them to some top performers in industry. So what is the Performance Bootcamp about? In this climate and global eras, companies are fixated now on goal setting and target-driven individuals and teams. So if you are not a target-driven individual or team, it's like they don't have space for you anymore, right? What do you think? Please use your reactions, yes or no. Okay, somebody's giving me a yes thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, thank you. So this is the month of January, your first meeting in the organization. You have set targets. Thank you. So they're not having the liberty of, conversations around, health, well-being, which is also important. But now they are fixated on goal setting, targets, and teams and individuals that can bring in the numbers. So if you are not prepared to function in this climate, which is what the Employee Bootcamp is supposed to help you do, the person will struggle. And the struggle is because